Randy, thanks. Well, starting today, Disney cast members who've been working remotely or on a hybrid schedule, they're going to have to return to the office 4 days a week. The company wants them to show up Monday through Thursday. More than 2,300 cast members did sign a petition fighting the new rule. So their argument is valuable workers will leave if they're forced to return to the office. Disney's saying it's easier to be creative and productive when employees are physically together. Now, Disney not the only company doing this. For the past month, Starbucks corporate employees, they have had to work in the office for at least 3 days a week. In fact, starting May 1st, Amazon will make its corporate workers do the same, but a lot of workers are still working from home. In fact, according to the Wall Street Journal, offices are filled anywhere from 40 to 60% of pre-pandemic levels. And David Sprinkle from Veritas Recruiting Group, our good friend, is joining us right now. David, always good to see you. Good morning.
Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about first, this is kind of different from Florida to other parts in terms of who's back.
It is. And where a lot of people are complaining, they're actually living here in Florida, but their corporate headquarters might be in another state, and they moved here because they could work remote. And that's happening across the country where they're saying, well, hold on a second, I don't want to go back to New York, I don't want to go back to California. But we've been used to this in Florida. I mean, we were back to work, back to the office early on, and so most of the companies that are Florida-based adjusted pretty early, and there's still a contingent. You're talking 10% that are work from home, and 10% that are 15% that are fully in the office, and then most everybody else is some sort of hybrid schedule.
As you can imagine, a lot of different opinions. We asked a few people out there to get reviews on that. We'll have David react to this soundbite right here.
My last year of work before I retired, I went to work and I was there with like 2 or 3 people out of 100 that didn't show up. And it's not the same. You don't have camaraderie. You don't have the social aspect of it. You don't have people sitting next to you that you can ask work questions to. You know, it's just not the same. And I think it works on people's psyche to be home all day.
Yeah, some good points there. You probably heard that a lot. What do you think about that?
And it's so true. I mean, how many marriages happened because of people that work together in an office and they spend time together? That you're just missing out on that. Not to mention the younger workers that most of them are telling us, hey, I want to work from home. I like the flexibility, because they don't know any different and they don't know any better. What they're not realizing is how limiting that is for their career. They don't get the face time with their boss. And when it's time for promotion, when it's time to move up, who's going to get promoted? The person that works from home that I see on Zoom once a day, or the person that I see every single day? We have micro interactions. There's lots of collaboration. That's who gets promoted. And yeah, it's a lonely existence. Just sitting at home, you talking to your dog all day long, or somebody on Zoom, some picture on Zoom. You're missing out on that social interaction that's so important for business. Business is a human-to-human thing.
And absolutely. And how many times I've been on Zoom where your feed doesn't come through well and your point doesn't get across? A lot of opinions. Let's hear one on the other side of this and then get David's reaction.
There's a lot of things that technology lets you do wherever you want to do it. So for me, my office is my computer. I get to sit out here on a beautiful day in Florida. My office is in Michigan, and there's an ice storm right now. So I think some of these big companies have too big of an investment in commercial real estate, and they can't let everybody leave those offices, or else they have no purpose for them.
So I want to hear your thoughts on his theory, but then there's also this argument that a company can say, look, you can work somewhere else. We've got to have people here that can do the job we need.
Yeah, and these are knowledge workers, right? Yeah. We're talking about Disney. They're cast members that you see every day when you go to Disney. They never got to work from home. It's the accountants, it's the IT professionals, it's the HR folks, and those are the folks. So I hear what he's saying. However, what I would want to do, and anytime somebody says, here's our policy or here's what I want, is why? What's the reason behind that? And what's the reason that, you know, Disney wants people to come back in the office 4 days a week? And it's not, probably not because of their offices. Those leases will run out. If strategically they think long term, they would let those expire and then they would move on if they thought that this was the best way to run their business. What they found is that it isn't. They've done the 2-year experiment where, hey, people work from home and let's see how it goes. They're finding that it's not productive. They're finding that it's limiting their ability to run their business. And so they're trying to find a happy medium. And so the employees need to figure that out too. And look, if that guy wants to stay in Florida, we got plenty of jobs down here. He can find a company down here that wants to work in Florida.
For sure. David, always appreciates the insight. Good to see you as well.
Thanks,
and it doesn't work in our business, that's for sure. I mean, you kind of have to be here. That's one of the things we found out.
You got to show up.
Yeah,
you got to show up.
Do it from home, and we did a little bit, but some great insight. Amy, it's tough. You know, we were home, what, 0 days throughout all of this?
Yeah, it is a much different perspective. We think about all the healthcare workers and firefighters. They all had to go to work too. Thanks, you guys. We're still ahead.